When it comes to choosing the paints you buy, most people focus just on the color, but every other pigment is completely unique. And there are many other important things to consider if you want to purchase the right paint colors that work for you. For example, these two different paints are really similar colors, but one is more transparent and the other is more opaque. If you're in a store and you haven't used a color before, you can find out the paint color's transparency on the tube, either with a little symbol like this, or some brands will even have a little paint swatch on the tube itself, which will show you the character of the paint. Paint colors that are more transparent are ideal for classical indirect painting techniques. Techniques like glazing, where the idea is to build up translucent layers so that the light can shine through and bounce back off the canvas, and you can create really luminescent effects. But transparent paint colors will really annoy you if you're trying to do impressionistic direct painting techniques like alla prima or impasto painting. For that, you'll need an opaque paint color with high coverage that'll allow you to get the range of values and the thickness you need to paint all in one layer. Another factor to look for in a paint color is tinting strength, meaning how powerful a color is when you mix it with other paints. Some pigments, like phthalo blue, have a really high tinting strength. You only need a tiny bit for it to start influencing other mixes, and it will even stain your brushes, which is great if you want to mix a wide range of bold chromatic colors. But if you're wanting more control, or to mix subtle, naturalistic colors that you might want to use for portraiture, then you may prefer a color like Prussian blue, which has a similar hue, but it's a softer mineral pigment which will lose chroma when you mix it with other colors, and it has a lower tinting strength. Tinting strength is one of the reasons why some artists still use lead whites despite the health risks. It's much warmer and has a much lower tinting strength than titanium white. Because it's important to remember even whites aren't neutral and there's still choice between the different white paint colors. For example, zinc white is more transparent, it has a lower tinting strength, but it also is more brittle and won't last as long over time. Because another factor to think about with your paint colors is the permanence or light fastness. For example, alizarin crimson has one of the lowest permanence ratings on the modern palette. So if you want a similar paint color that's more archival, you can use permanent alizarin crimson, which usually uses a more modern quinacridone pigment instead. This pigment was initially made for car manufacturing and it's a lot longer lasting. Personally, I think they should stop making paint sets with alizarin crimson because there's so many good alternatives. And again, you can find out the permanence and the light fastness rating on the tube. Or you can Google that paint color. I have an older video explaining everything you need to know to read all the information on the paint tubes. And it's important to pay attention to the actual pigment used in the paint color and not just the brand names of that color, because there can be differences between brands. If you've been painting a while, you'll notice that every color is different because every pigment is different. For example, some pigments like the umbers are known to dry incredibly fast versus some other pigments that you might use that can take weeks to dry. So you need to be aware of that if you're somebody that wants to paint in layers or have a painting finished quickly. And every paint color has its own consistency. And even the same paint color in different brands using the same pigment can be very different. Some paint colors are thick and buttery and others are more smooth and fluid. So if you want thick, impressionistic techniques, you'll want heavier bodied paint colors. And if you want fluid washes or to work in details with no brush strokes, then you'll want to have a more fluid paint color. So because you get differences between brands as well, you can enjoy a paint color in one brand and dislike the same paint color in a different brand. Obviously, having to keep in mind all these different factors when you're buying paints can feel overwhelming, especially as a beginner. That's why I always recommend artists do a little bit of research online on all the different characteristics of different paint colors, as well as look into the sort of colors that artists use who have a similar style or subject matter to you. Often paint manufacturers themselves will have a lot of information on their websites for people looking to learn more about the paint. But the key takeaway I wanted to share with this video is that even though color is really important, it's not the only thing to think about when buying paint. If you want to have colors that help you achieve your goals as a painter, it's important to know what those goals are and what sort of style or subject matter that you prefer. I always recommend new artists start with a very limited palette of colors. That way they can find out who they are as a painter before they invest in a lot more paints. I honestly don't think you can go wrong with any paint color that's sold in most stores today. The only wasted paint is what stays in the tube, as they say. But I wanted to share this video because I see so many discussions around color, including a lot of my own videos. But I think we forget the importance of all these other characteristics of the paint. And I think every artist just wants to equip themselves with the tools that are going to help them express themselves in the way that they want. Please like this video if you found it useful, and if you're looking for more art tips, go check out my channel for more videos.